Okay, so are you ready to dive in? Because today we're really getting into it.
And to what exactly?
Well, I was thinking we could call this a deep dive into
Ow.
how to practically transform your life.
Okay, I like that.
No more just talking about self-improvement. We're going to get into like the actual techniques.
Right, that people can use right away.
Yeah, like starting today.
Yeah.
So we're covering,
Everything.
yeah, motivation, beating procrastination,
Fear.
confidence,
Right.
health, finding your purpose, even brain power.
All those things.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. So why don't we jump right in? Let's start with motivation.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, because I think a lot of
People
people,
struggle with motivation.
right, like they get all excited at first, but then,
Life gets in the way.
yeah, exactly, and then they kind of lose steam.
Yeah.
So have you come across any good strategies for like keeping that motivation going?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the most effective techniques is, well, it's called mental contrasting.
Mental contrast.
Yeah. Have you heard of it?
I don't think so. What is it?
So it's kind of like visualization, where you picture your ideal outcome,
Right.
but there's a twist. You also have to think about the obstacles that might get in the way.
Oh, so it's not just about daydreaming about success.
No, it's more grounded than that. You're actually confronting the challenges.
Interesting.
Yeah. And research has shown that when people use this technique,
Mental contrasting.
yeah, they're more likely to stick to their goals.
Why is that?
Well, because they're anticipating those roadblocks, right?
Right.
And by thinking about them in advance, you can actually start planning for them.
That makes a lot of sense. So like, let's say,
Let's say you want to exercise more.
okay, yeah, exercise.
Yeah.
So instead of just picturing myself,
Looking amazing.
yeah, and feeling great, I should also think about like all the things that might stop me from actually working out.
Exactly. Like your schedule, maybe you don't have much free time.
Or I'm just tired all the time.
Yeah, lack of energy. Or maybe you're just intimidated by the gym.
Oh yeah, that's a big one for me. So then what do you do with those obstacles once you've identified them?
Well, you come up with solutions.
Okay.
So if your schedule's packed, you block out time in your calendar.
Right.
If you're always tired, you plan some healthy snacks to boost your energy.
Oh, I like that.
Right. And if you're scared of the gym, maybe you find a workout buddy, to go with you.
For support.
Yeah. So by addressing these obstacles head on, you're way more likely to actually follow through.
That's so smart. Okay, that is definitely something I'm going to try. Let's move on to something else that I think a lot of people struggle with.
What's that?
Procrastination.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone procrastinates sometimes, right?
Definitely. But some people,
Oh yeah, they're pros.
yeah, they've got it down to a science.
But why do we do it?
Right. That's the key. You got to figure out the root cause.
Yeah.
Are you afraid of failing?
Ooh,
Are you a perfectionist?
possibly.
Or are you just overwhelmed?
Probably all of the above. But seriously, like how do you actually stop procrastinating?
Okay, well, if you're the perfectionist type,
Oh,
then one strategy that can work really well is just start.
just start.
Yeah, just get started.
Really, that's it.
It sounds super simple, I know, but honestly, it's all about breaking that inertia.
Of inaction.
Yes, exactly. So instead of overthinking everything or waiting for the perfect moment,
Which will never come.
right, just commit to working on the task for like 15 minutes.
15 minutes, even if I don't feel like it.
Yeah, just 15 minutes. You don't have to finish the whole thing. You just have to start.
Okay.
Mhm.
What if I just sit there and stare at my computer screen for 15 minutes?
That's okay. It's about getting over that initial resistance.
Right.
And usually what happens is once you actually start working, you get into a flow and you end up working way longer than 15 minutes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like it's like you trick yourself into being productive.
I like it. Okay, let's talk about something a bit more, well, yeah, a bit intense. Fear and self-confidence. How do we overcome those like negative thoughts that we have about ourselves?
You mean the ones that hold you back?
Yeah, exactly. Like how do you break free from those limiting beliefs?
Well, it starts with recognizing that those thoughts are usually distorted. They're not even true.
Right.
So there's this technique called cognitive restructuring.
Cognitive restructuring. Sounds complicated.
It's not that bad, really. It's about identifying those negative thought patterns and then challenging them with evidence.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. Let's say you're terrified of public speaking and you think to yourself, I'm going to mess this up. Everyone's going to judge me.
Yeah, classic. So how would you use this cognitive restructuring thing?
Well, you look at that thought, right? And you ask yourself, is it really true that you're going to completely bomb? Have you never given a presentation that went well?
That's a good point.
Right. What evidence do you have to support this prediction of doom?
Not much, actually.
So then you replace that negative thought with something more realistic and balanced.
It's like,
Like, okay, I'm probably going to be nervous, but I prepared for this and I can do this.
so you're basically reframing your perspective.
Exactly. And you're focusing on the evidence, not on fear.
Makes sense. Okay, I know we want to talk about health, too, and habits,
We do.
but we're running low on time.
We are. We can maybe just quickly touch on the main idea, though.
Yeah.
It's all about small changes made consistently, like getting enough sleep, moving your body every day, eating mindfully. You don't have to overhaul your whole life.
Yeah. It's more about making those little adjustments that you can actually stick with.
Exactly.
That's a great point. Okay, we also wanted to talk about meaning and purpose,
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people, they kind of feel lost.
Yeah, they're not sure what they're doing or why they're doing it.
Yeah, they're looking for direction
I think the key here is to align your actions with your values.
with my values.
Yeah. So you have to ask yourself, what's truly important to you? What are your core principles? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? And once you know those things, you can start making choices that reflect them.
So even small choices can matter.
Absolutely. It's about being intentional
Right.
with your time, your energy.
On everything.
Yeah. And speaking of intention, I think we should touch on brain mastery.
Ooh, brain mastery. That sounds intimidating.
It's not. It's actually pretty cool.
Okay, tell me more.
So it's all about using the power of neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity, that word always trips me up.
It just means that your brain can change and grow.
Throughout your whole life.
Exactly. So by doing things that challenge you mentally, you can actually boost your cognitive function.
Like I can become smarter.
Yeah. You can improve your creativity, even your emotional regulation.
So things like learning new skills,
Yes. Challenging yourself intellectually.
reading maybe.
Yeah. And mindfulness practices. All of these things can literally reshape your brain.
That's amazing. So it's never too late to learn new things.
Never too late. Keep learning, keep exploring. Your brain will thank you for it.
I love it. Okay, so we covered a lot today. Motivation, procrastination, fear, confidence, health, finding your purpose, even brain mastery.
We did.
Wow. It's a lot to take in.
It is. But I think the takeaway here is that real transformation, it doesn't happen overnight.
Right.
It's about making those conscious choices.
Every single day.
Yeah. And practicing the strategies that actually work for you. And remember, even small steps taken consistently.
It can lead to big changes.
Exactly. So don't get discouraged. Embrace the journey.
Okay, so as we wrap up, I want to challenge you to think about one thing.
One thing.
Yeah. One area where you want to make a change. It could be anything we talked about today. Pick one strategy that resonated with you.
And try it out this week.
Exactly. You might be surprised at what happens.
You really might.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening.
And until next time, keep diving deep.